All right, welcome back. We are here at a special place, but you keep talking about the Michelangelo boys, or I talk about them all the time. And here's two of them. One of them was scared, so he didn't show up today. we got to start off this. We always start off. So this bottle here was given to me by that guy there. It wasn't this full, but we made our own the other day when we were on the live.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
So what was the mix? It was Weller 107, the Weller 12, and it was just kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And it wasn't great the first time we go around.
No, not at all.
We had to doctor it up a little bit. So what did you add to the mix?
It's
kind of regular out a little bit.
Yeah, you made it worse.
Oh yeah.
No.
Were you going for like a 4-man spappy?
We were going for
Four boys.
Yeah, it was four boys. It really was.
Yeah.
And then it was horrible.
It was crazy because like the 107 by itself and then the 12 by itself doesn't really have like a bite or a kick. It's just real nice and smooth. For whatever reason, the concoction that was built that day, it was just like, oh yeah, it starts off not too bad, and all of a sudden it's just like woo,
like a kick,
like super hot.
Now, did you just go for this, or do you know like the proportions?
Oh, we did.
You wrote.
We were.
You knew what the proportions were.
We were live.
Yeah, we were live, and it was like we were like 15 bottles in.
Yeah, 15
as far as
pours.
samples and 3 episodes.
It was a full Penelope lineup. We did all the toasted, and then we did all the Cooper series. We
I've
just
seen
didn't do
that
the
episode. Great episode.
But yeah, and then we decided to go live, and we ate this. And I think it's better now, but there you go. Cheers. Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's give it a whirl.
Okay, yeah. So it's way better than it was.
Oh, that's really good.
Pretty damn tasty.
Yeah, this is the poor bands, poor boys, Pappy, whatever. We still have Lee's that we're working on. It's ready. We're just waiting for labels, and we got to pay the man. And then after that, we'll be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kick it off here. Now we got the jitters.
We've been talking about you guys bringing it up on the channel. A lot of special picks. We got a little gist of the story behind the Michelangelo's brand, and every time I've gone there a few times. This guy's here all the time.
I have my punch card. I punch it every time I go in there.
And
we flip the sign every time we see him. Run out of bourbon that way.
Yeah, you guys have cool events, private dinners, and stuff like that. I mean, everything's good. All the food's great. Your guys' cocktails and mixed drinks are really good. Killer bourbon and whiskey and rye selection. I mean,
they also have other stuff, tequilas and rum and all that good stuff. The food is. I go for the food, okay? Their bourbon's okay. They're old fashioned.
Right.
So,
well, first, why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'm Adrian. I'm the youngest of the brothers.
My name's Diego. Both bartend, and I'm bar manager, and he just does. Well, he does everything too. We both take care of everything in the bar, pretty much.
Yeah, if you walk in there, these guys are just going back and forth and just drinks. Always busy over there. I mean, if you go on a Friday after 5, you want to sit at the bar and hang out with these guys, good luck. Even sitting at some of the tables, it gets busy. So if you guys want to check them out, I'll put the information somewhere there. We always talk about it, but we always tag them, but we'll put their address and all that good stuff on there. They're only open. Here, just give us the information. Whoever wants to go first.
We're open Monday through Saturday, 4 to 10 o'clock. Kitchen closes at 9. Last call at 9:30. You can drink till 9:45. And see you later at 10.
You get kicked out too.
Yeah,
we
want to start drinking.
Close out at time, right?
Yeah.
We're a dry bar. I mean, a lot of bartenders drinking at the bar. We definitely can't do what we do with drinking behind the bar. Pretty much, we'll be pretty
We'll taste some shit. Though.
Yeah.
We taste. We don't drink.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
And they got some good stuff.
I mean, every time I've gone there, I feel like family. You guys are super cool. The staff, not just you guys, but the servers. I mean, it's all family basically that are there. Your sister works there.
My dad in the
Well, here, let them talk about their damn restaurant.
Let's hear the story. Let's hear the backstory of Michelangelo.
Yeah, I was just telling my brother we both have different versions. It's the same story, but like we all remember things different because of our age gap. 5 years older than him. So we started in 1999. I was 19 years old. He was 13, 14.
You weren't even drinking yet.
So no, he was in. See if mom and dad are watching.
Yeah.
He was in high school. So what I remember is that we opened it, as a family, and then I wasn't old enough to bartend. I was working in the kitchen. So Omar, who's not here, my dad sent him to bartending school. Actually, my dad didn't even want to keep the liquor license.
I actually heard that. He's like, I didn't want to do anything.
He didn't want any of it. He wanted just beer and wine. And my dad, my brother was like, dude,
Ice cream. He wanted ice cream.
He did.
Ice cream
Really?
bar.
He's like gelato and stuff like that. And then Omar like begged them to do it. So Omar was 21, and he said, "Send me to bartending school." So we did that, and that's how we started with the bar. It wasn't always a whiskey bar. We were just full bar, a little bit of everything, a lot of flavored whiskeys. We were a college bar pretty much.
Okay.
So
'Cause back then you guys were open all day long, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the stores I hear, because I didn't find out about you guys till after 2020, and I know you guys were closed for water damage or something like that.
Yep.
So when the first time you guys opened up is when I went over there, and one of my coworkers went to your restaurant, and he was like, "Have you been there?" And I'm like, "No," but I always saw it, and I think I followed you guys on Instagram, and I think I saw something about a Buffalo Trace dinner that you guys had hosted, checking your stuff out, and that's why he's like, "Yeah, but now they only open after 4." But everybody would tell me the stories like, "No, we used to go there for lunch."
yeah. So pre-COVID, it was 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. We were actually open longer for the bar, and kitchen closed at like 10, right, at that time.
Yeah.
And last call back then was 10:30. We kind of shortened it to 9:30 now because freaks come out at night.
Yeah.
I was wanted to bartend, and I was just sitting there on the corner of the bar watching Omar do his thing, and I couldn't wait till I was 21. And as
So
soon as
were you guys as busy as it is now back then on the bar? Because it was everything?
yeah, it was everything. But you want to tell them how slow we were when we were
We're
sitting
like
outside?
The first 5 years, we were slow, man. We were like, no one knew our name, because we were a new restaurant in Clovis. No one knows your name, so
Yeah.
we had to build our name. My dad would go around to all the businesses, banks, and give them samples of pizzas and what time's your lunch, and
we were sitting there outside as a family, waiting for anyone to walk in, and on a Friday night, no phone calls, no nothing.
That's
We're like,
crazy to hear.
We're
Yeah,
probably
so-
gonna not make it,
So Pops would, give out samples, and we're like, what do we do now? He goes, you wait. He goes, you wait. He goes, I trust in my product.
Yep.
We got good quality. And little by little, just started coming, and it took a good 5-6 years to start getting like regulars. And then we were doing college nights. We were doing anything to like
to get people in the door.
All you can eat pizza for $10.
Yeah, stuff we would
Damn.
never do now, like karaoke and like
I'm
we had a
trying to use my
DJ
punch
in
card
there.
for that one. All you can eat pizza.
$5, all you can eat for $5, and we would just try anything and everything. Stuff like I said, we wouldn't do that now. We don't advertise. We did it way back in the day, like with Channel 53 a long time ago.
Cheesy
But
commercial.
Yeah.
super cheesy, super
What's
cheesy.
pizza?
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's the hook, man.
You know who actually did it? The auto chopper. You guys remember the auto chopper guy? He's all like
Happy
talking
Gilmore.
about like,
with the golf ball on Billy Madison.
Yeah, he was like the auto chopper.
the big sledgehammer.
Right.
Yeah,
He actually did our commercial. So
Damn.
It was-
R.I.P. Chopper.
yep.
That's just crazy to hear because it's that from me going in there and like I'll go sometimes and I'm like at 3. My wife's like, if we're going on a Friday night, you better be home at 3:30 so we can get there at 4 o'clock. And you get there and there's people already waiting.
Now I get there like at 3:45 to set up, and there's already 30 people in line. I'm just like, dude, we're gonna get smashed right now. And doors open, and everyone runs to the bar, and then my brother just over there cranking shit out for like 30, 40 minutes till it dies down. And then
If you go there, all you hear is just like old fashioned, whatever it is. And these guys are just like, all right, got it. And they're just freaking.
yeah, it's always me and Diego, and then we have a bar back, Daniel. Shout out to Daniel.
Deep.
Now, when did it become a bourbon place? Or, a whiskey bar? We say bourbon because that's our shit, but I know it's whiskey. And when did it become?
We were beer heavy at the time. So like I said, we were a college bar. So we were craft. We were into craft beer. We had 12 tap handles. We had a nitro handle. We had Birkin kegs that
We're like
people would come.
We're one of the first bars that do not imported beer. Like a lot of local bars, we're doing
like the microbrew stuff.
We're doing microbrew where everyone else is.
So like nowadays, that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's like, hey, we opened up a spot
And honestly, we were doing that. I feel like the bar changes as we change. We were in our 20s, so we were into beer. So like, let's do a beer bar. So then, I mean, we had full bar, but we were doing. I'm talking like Firkin kegs where you're pounding it in, and people are like standing in line just to get a taste of that. We would get one-off barrels, like kind of how we're doing with whiskey, but we were doing it with beer. And so we started doing that, and I think as we grew older, like beer wasn't like sitting well with us.
Yeah.
So I remember I was right around 30, which was about 14 years ago. Yeah, I'm dating myself. Yeah. But it wouldn't sit well with us, so we're like, we got to drink something else. So then we started getting into drinking old fashions and Manhattans. Yeah. So me and my brother Omar, who's not here, me and him took a trip to Oregon, specifically for the whiskey library there. We were starting to get into whiskey now, and when we got there, we were in awe. We were just like, dude,
it's crazy.
This is insane. Like, why don't we do this? Like, why don't we try to get the hardest to get whiskey we can when we get back? Yeah. And I want to say that was in 2012, something like that.
And back then, 2012, I mean, you could get some of this stuff it was just sitting on the shelf. Right? Some of the stuff we have sitting here, I mean, it's some hard to get stuff.
First bottle of Pappy was 2013. Like
what was that? Sell-wise?
It was, oh man. So we got our cost, I think, was like $120 for a Pappy. 20 was our first bottle. Yeah. And we were like, when no one knew it, like we were the first ones in Fresno, Clovis to have Pappy. I mean, no one had it.
In the bar.
And
yeah, because I hear about like liquor store owners now that I talk to. I mean, I talk to Vic from Talking Liquor all the time. Shout out to Vic. And he says, like, back when he was at his old spot, he goes, we had this stuff sitting there. Like, he wouldn't buy Buffalo Trace. Nobody went in there. He goes, you had, like I said, the high school or the college guys, the high school guys, going in there getting Jack. I mean, getting the handles of Jack and all that type of stuff. But nobody wanted this stuff.
Albert was sitting on the shelf for $30.
Yeah. $30. We had Weller 12 in a old bottle,
school one,
plastic twist top, like this. $8 a pour at the restaurant, and it would sit there. I remember one time this guy from San Francisco obviously knew what it was before. Kind of, we really knew. Like we knew, but we didn't. He's like, "Is that Weller 12?" Yeah. He's, how much? $8. He goes, "What?" He drank it pretty much for 3 days straight until it was gone. And I tried to order it, and that's when I knew. I was like, guys, like, you can't get it no more. I was like, what are you talking about? You just sold me a case last time. He's like, dude, it's hard to get now. Yeah. And then it started rolling to where like, oh shit, Pappy's is hard to get, Weller's hard to get, and all that stuff, And
at that time, there wasn't as many distilleries as there is now, too, right?
No.
I started getting into, like, I always was with this guy. We were Maker's Mark and Coke way back in the day. That was kind of what got me into it. And so when we started doing those, it's like, okay, cool. And then somebody's like, hey, try Buffalo Trace. So we did that, and then it was Woodford. So we just stayed in those. So I think for me, 2019 is when I was like, YouTube's what got me in. It's like, or actually no,
the rabbit hole.
After that, but it was Joe Ward. Showed up, one of our friends, and he was a store owner, so for work. And he would be like, he was one of those, like, he was a cool owner, he was a customer, but then one of those that made fun of you, like, oh, stop drinking that sissy shit, that's what
right.
Well, and then
try this.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, stop putting stuff into it, just drink it the way it's supposed to be drank. Like, whatever. And, when you first started, you're like, oh, I can't do this. And it's hard. I mean, I don't know how you guys were in the beginning, but it's hard to grab something and just go, yeah, I'm drinking, it's like, oh, it's good. Now I can, and I'll give some stuff to like my dad. I'm like, yeah, try this. And he takes me, he's like, oh, no. And he just throws it back at me. He's like, no, it's too strong. And so once we started drinking, it's like, shit, then he started pointing me in, hey, try these ones and try this. It's like, in 2019 to 2020 is when I got into it. And then COVID happened, and it's just like, I was at home. I got laid off for work, so I was at home watching YouTube. Everybody's like, I don't even know who we were watching. Bourbon Junkies, mean, shit, who was I forget the other Whiskey Tribe. So we were like, and I was starting since we had nothing to do. We start from the beginning and just kind of start working our way up, and then we'd listen to what they say, right? So in our channel, you'll kind of see that make fun of that, where the guy grabs it and he's like, "Oh, yeah, come on, Whiskey Jane, come on, Whiskey Jane."
I'm getting a little caramel with a hot mix of leather and sassafras and just these crazy, just off the
Shit,
I mean,
don't
because you
smell.
always in most of them, you're always going to get the common like caramel,
Yeah, you're gonna get some
toffee,
sweetness,
Right,
sweetness.
absolutely.
You're just mostly mellow, and then maybe a hint here and there of just some random
Yeah.
fruit note. Or
And then
whatever.
there's some stuff where, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys probably know some of the stuff. It's like you smell it, and you've been doing it for a while, and you grab it. Oh, hey, I can smell that cherry, or I can smell something. And some people grab it and just like give you a whole story of it. And so that's what got me and my wife too. So at that time we had that COVID money, and it's like, oh, let's buy that bottle. They said it's like creme brulee. And this one was like, yeah.
Well, that's why I like what you guys do, is because you guys are real about it. You guys are like, if you don't like it, you're gonna be like, dude, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we'll come back to stuff because I mean we've done some lineups where just like that shit was horrible, like freaking 107 for Roadhouse.
Yeah.
I cracked it with you guys there the first time, and then so we took it home, and then we said, hey, we got to do the lineup. And in the lineup, if you look at my face, I look like I hate it.
Yeah. And that was the thing.
Which?
Sorry, Adrian.
Which?
Sorry.
Shout out Roadhouse.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, which? That's what's in here. The 107.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
But back to you, you're the tasting things, right? Well, what I've learned is nobody's wrong. You're not wrong.
No.
You're not wrong. You taste vanilla, you might not.
Yeah.
You might taste something else. I mean, no one's wrong. I mean, you taste what you taste. I mean,
Yeah, because that's the thing.
You know, a lot of people like read too much into it, where it's like, oh, they read the tasting notes.
Oh yeah,
first,
it says, hey, it has to have this. It doesn't have it. It's not good.
Right.
It's a expensive ass bottle. I'm like, dude, I don't like it. Like,
Yeah.
just because it's expensive or like allocated bottles. Sometimes I'm like, oh, dude.
Well, and I'm sure you guys hear all the stories from everybody that sits at your bar too. I mean, I've sat there at the bar and just listened to some people talking, and just like, you know what you're talking. I know what it is, but I hear them talking. I'm like, the hell are you talking? That's not even right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, hey, they're sitting there buying stuff. It's like,
And we'll always give our customers honest opinion, like, because we don't try to like gouge them for. We don't want that one day customer. We want the repeat customer. So if they're like, oh, dude, how's the new Boss Hog? You know, I don't care for it at all. It has Indian spices and beer and all that. I'm like, you can spend the $90 on that, but try this, dude. This is like $50.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
lot better, you know.
And from going to your guys' spot, it's like, Omar, brother, every time I'd have my old fashioned, it's like, all right, give me a pour. And some of the stuff he would give me, and I'm like, and he would come, all right, this one's always in the back of my mind where he's like, want some chicken cock? The fuck, chicken cock? He goes, no, that's what it's really called. I'm like, I would never. Yeah, and then he brings that bottle out, and it's like, shit. And like I had it, I'm like, dude, I would never buy that at the store. I wouldn't walk up like, you know what? That
I need me some chicken cock.
Yeah, I need some chicken cock in my life. No.
I think that's why people like coming to us. We're honest. We don't judge people. We all started there.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hear people come in and they're like, oh, well, you guys have you heard of Buffalo Trace? And, you know, the guy next to him, you know, he's past him.
He's already,
but I can see in his face that this guy's judging him, but I'm not. I'm be like, dude, I was there.
Yeah.
You got to always remember, like, we were all there, like you said, Woodford and naming all those brands.
Yeah.
And you got to give them the chance because that's how we got it.
Yeah.
You know? So I never judge people. I'm like, dude, but from there, I'm like, you know what? Taste something that you haven't had.
Yeah.
Taste something you can't get anywhere else. We try to not carry like Bullet and Basil Hate and stuff like that because like every bar has it. I honestly don't like Basil Hate.
He likes it.
There's some people that do it. That's fine, but we want to try to like veer people to try something they've never heard of. You know?
Or the most common question we got, hey, what kind of bourbon? Have you ever heard of plantains?
All the time.
Just like off myself right there. But you know, it's a good bourbon. It's just
It's good.
I hear it so much where it's almost overrated.
Yeah,
like I'm just like,
I think nowadays it's just overrated.
Now, if you could find it for the right price, I'll take it all day.
Yeah.
like $7.
It's not worth over $100.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, even nowadays, so I guess MSRP is what now, not really MSRP, but what they're selling it at not stores. Yeah, liquor stores nowadays is like $70-$80 for a think that should be $30.
Absolutely. Yep.
I think our price was like 50, 52 or something like that.
Yeah, your guys is a pick. Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we've had two Blanton's barrel picks. We had an Eagle Rare pick. We had a Weller pick. Our first pick ever was 2015. I actually got a surprise for you guys because you don't see these floating around anymore.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Let's get it out of the bag.
So Whistle Pig 10-year says Michelangelo's Ventiani, which means 20-year. Was our 20th anniversary or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We got it in 2015.
Look at that. It's a rye.
It's a rye.
I can't wait.
But if you think about it, 2015, there wasn't a lot of people doing store picks. I want to say
119.
not a lot of people were doing store picks.
Yeah.
So we didn't even know what a store pick was really. They were just like, hey, do you guys want to buy your own barrel? We're like, what are you talking about? And we were selling so much Whistle Pig that they came to us.
It was the honor for us.
The only thing about this barrel pit we fucked up is because we started making old fashioned with them.
Oh.
And that
Which is why we don't have any
all
more
our
of this.
bottles, so we were only
So if you showed up during that time, you were making an old fashioned of this.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Damn it.
it's 119.5.
119 and a half. Yep.
So we would go through a case of Friday, bro. People were like, "Oh, let me get that old fashioned with the whistle pig, your pick," and I'm like, "All right." So we're going through cases, not knowing. Fuck, we should have saved a couple cases.
And you know what? Honest opinion. That's why I like you guys. If you totally hate it, say you totally hate it.
The rest
Don't feel like you have to love it because we're here.
It smells like bread to me.
We'll just charge you double next time.
So I got it. It's the best thing I ever had in my life.
Right.
So good.
Discount.
Yeah, usually Whistle Pig 10 years, 100
Cheers,
proof.
guys.
Yeah.
Cheers from afar.
I made Diego open this last time I was at his house. He has a bunch of shit, and I was like,
I didn't want to open it because we all got each family member got 2 bottles.
okay.
Well, I have one left unopened, and we opened that because he's like, open yours.
So that's your last one right here?
Yeah, that's my last one.
Yeah.
My girlfriend
Mine's
has
sealed somewhere in here.
I see a 10 back there.
Yeah, so when Diego was like, pick whatever you want, I was like, you know what?
open this. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's my buddy just.
It's not bad. It's actually
not bad is better than not good.
no, it's pretty good.
For 119.
This is old too.
Yeah.
This is old juice. This is back when bourbon was bourbon, right?
Yeah.
I would say that because nowadays.
Yeah, so this is old distiller. What's his name?
Dave Pickerel.
Dave Pickerel. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Rest in peace, Dave Pickerel.
It's the original.
The OG. Yeah. And so this is his juice. Very sweet.
It's good.
For being 119, it's
Because it
pretty
doesn't,
smooth.
it doesn't drink super hot. It's nice and smooth. Got that sweetness at the end.
Mhm.
I dig it.
All right.
It's a rye. That's good stuff.
Oh, yes.
So
That's why I made him open.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a long finish too.
So now we don't make cocktails with our barrel.
Yeah.
So, you
learn from there.
Yeah, we learned.
Dude, we're going through cases.
Because people are still like, hey, you
But
guys.
see, at that time,
you know,
there weren't
have
people
it.
buying these. No. There wasn't a lot of people going, hey, I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to work. Because now somebody goes, hey, I got a store pick, and people are showing up trying to get that store pick. Nowadays, nobody's buying that.
Right.
Well, I mean, not nowadays they are, but back in the day,
No. And we didn't know what we had. We knew we had a barrel. We knew we had a good barrel. But
And they don't
Yeah,
even
remember
do
the
what
Walmart
they did for us. So Whistle Pig came to us. They gave us 3 round trip tickets to Vermont, all paid for. We stayed on their farm for 4 days. We had a private chef the whole time we were there, breakfast and dinner. And we got to hand pick our barrel.
so you picked it there. It's not like nowadays where they send you a little
Right. Like I said, they don't even do that kind of stuff no more. I mean, you could do it like with, let's say, Buffalo Trace or whatever, but they ain't gonna pay for anything.
No.
You get yourself there.
Yeah.
You put your own thing there. They'll let you pick out a couple barrels.
we
But
actually stayed on their property.
Well,
Right.
okay,
Instead of the Whistle Creek property.
at that time, Whistle Pig wasn't big time known like
it was
now.
just starting to get there. Yep. So I'm sure that's what it was. Because that's why they don't even do it no more.
Yeah, so right place at the right time for you guys too.
Right. Absolutely.
That's badass. I know one of the questions that I sent you guys is like, hey, what's your favorite pig? I mean, where does that stand for you guys as a breed?
That's my favorite pick at Diego's house.
Yeah.
No, that's yeah, man. Like my everyday pour, which is really good. I like the Hancock Reserve Buffalo Trace product. Really smooth. The one, if it's a special occasion, it's not a crazy bottle with the Garrison Brother Waterloo. It was a gift from one of my buddy Rich Lopez, and
Shout out Rich Lopez.
He gave it to me. I bartended his family reunion, and as a tip, I wanted to get it, and he was a dick and bought 3 bottles at the restaurant. Didn't let me buy a bottle. I was like, I'll buy it if it's still there at the end of the night. Took all 3, not knowing one of them was for me.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, oh, dude, this is good juice.
That's
And so it's one of those bottles that's nothing like crazy. Like everyone could get it if they want it.
it's just it pays the price.
Yeah, it's the pain of the price.
What's your favorite store pick that we've done? I'm curious. I've never asked him that.
Our favorite store pick, my favorite store pick is the Wilder Full Proof. That one's fucking delicious, and I wish I would have gotten more bottles.
Well, maybe I should make you open one since we're on camera right now.
I'm okay with it.
I'm just saying, like he literally said on camera, he made me do it.
Yeah.
So maybe I should make him
These
do
are all our store picks up here on the top shelf. I don't think I have it.
it. I believe you do. I believe you do. You just gotta look for it.
He's all, yeah.
He's all, I know.
He's on middle
Yeah.
shelf to the left.
Right.
Behind the Elijah Craig.
Oh.
Oh, there it is. You got more than one, right?
He made him go and he pulled out the Weller Foolproof.
And apparently, this is his last one.
This is my last bottle.
No backup.
So how old is this one?
That was pandemic, so 2019.
5 years?
2019.
Actually,
Actually,
you want me to open
at
it?
this
He's
point,
struggling over here.
dude, Weller
Sorry, guys.
Weller Foolproof itself was so hard to get in Fresno, Clovis.
Yeah.
Like, no one was getting it, and we got a barrel of it. So, I mean, this is pretty special to us.
Yeah, at the time, I think we're the only bar, like on-premise account that have a bottle. And then they hit us up, hey, you want a barrel of Weller Foolproof? And we're like, fuck yeah.
Because I haven't seen lately a lot of people come out, because I know that they have stages now, right? Of getting Buffalo Trace type juice.
Yep.
And I think we
So
talked about
what we were told, once you're in the barrel program, you're always in the barrel program. So once you get one barrel, then you always can get a barrel every year. It's different barrel all the time. You never know what you're going to get. You can get a Buffalo Trace. You can get a Weller 107 or whatever. But
they told us that when not too many people were doing barrel tips. So now every fucking liquor store wants to do it. Every restaurant wants to do it. And now they're basing it off numbers.
Well, by the way, we sold out. We put it on for sale on Black Friday, $230 and $230, and we sold out in 45 minutes. It was a record for us. 45 minutes sold out. It was insane.
It was $25 a pour at the bar. For the regular Weller Foolproof, it was like $50. So everyone's
Yeah.
So cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Oh yeah, man, appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers from afar.
I'm gonna reseal that bottle.
Fresh crack too.
Oh man, that smells so good.
114 proof. Just butter.
So I don't know if it's something that they just do. So like with the whistle pick, barrel pick, it's barrel strength. So you never know. It's always going to be changing. This one, every single one that they do is always 114. So I don't know. Well, they obviously proof it down to 114. That's what they like. And that's what every store pick gets. It's not like it changes, you know.
Yeah,
like
you're always going to get the same thing.
114, no matter what.
Well, definitely all the Wellers will always be my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so good.
You had your first time you had it was at Rose Liquor, right?
Yeah, and it was his store pick.
Yeah.
And yeah, he gave us a bunch of samples, and I think I had the 107 right before it, which that's delicious as well. And then he gave me the one of the Foolproof, and I was like, oh yeah, this is.
So I was driving, so I was like, well, okay, go ahead. And I didn't have his Foolproof that day. Michael Birdseye Bourbon sent me a sample of his because I guess he's been going there for years, and like that's how we kind of got set up with Bros Liquors, and we just ended up going and like we showed up, and it was kind of the beginning of this too.
Yeah.
And I think he had watched like our first episode. He's like, "Oh, here, try this, try that." And Cameron was just like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah. Yeah. He was very gracious that day, and I mean, everything was good. It was all delicious. But out of all of them, definitely the foolproof.
That's what I learned about the bourbon community, man. They're really loving, giving, or they give you bottles that they don't fucking like.
Yeah,
they're just like,
sometimes I'm like, I'll take it.
That's great.
But like everyone has a different story on how they got into it. Everyone has a story on how they drink it. They add water, add a cube, add whatever. I'm like, hey, just drink your shit.
Yeah.
However you want it.
That's what we've learned.
No wrong way to drink whiskey.
No.
Unless you're gonna do like a Pappy and Coke. I'm like, no,
we still hate
That's
to do
where we
it.
draw the line.
We will draw the line. But we've had people do Pappy 23 on a cube. And as much as we cringe, drink your whiskey how you like your whiskey.
Some lady came in and she's a baller Indian lady, and she was like, "What's your most expensive whiskey?" We're like, "Oh, Double Eagle Rare."
I know.
Well, first she asked, she's never had an old fashioned in her life. Heard about our old fashions. And said,
they're good. They're good.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
They're good.
But she wanted it with the most expensive thing we had, which is the Double Eagle Very Rare. And at that time, we were what, 400?
Yeah.
400 an ounce. It takes 2 ounces to make an old fashioned. So you're talking 800, plus we do an upcharge. You're talking at $803, right? Well, we refused it. She's like, I don't care, I'll pay for it. I'm like, dude, we got to draw the line somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you got to respect what you're drinking too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, man. They put their time into making that Double Eagle Rare and all that, the story behind it. Only 500 bottles made or whatever. She got pissed.
But we made our blends into old fashioned. We were like,
we got you.
Right.
This is our next best.
Right.
She didn't know.
And honestly, she remember that she left half. So she drank. She, it's good, and I could tell she didn't like it. She never had. She don't drink old fashioned. She's not a whiskey drinker. So she just left it. She paid her tab and left half the old fashioned. So that would have been.
I'm sure you guys got some crazy stories.
Right.
They'll hold their episode. I'm
but
sure.
The point to that, we don't take advantage of our customers as far as like, dude, that would have been a waste of Double Eagle. Yeah. For someone that really wants to try it.
Yeah.
It's like we're not money hungry. We're not gonna say, hey, try this, most expensive stuff. We're gonna be like, here, try this.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Is that you guys keep bringing it up? You guys old fashioned. So what? I've had it before. They're by far my favorite old fashions. And I'm not a big old fashioned. Just not my. I like this.
He's not many things.
I haven't gotten there yet. But when I go there, it's either your guys' your taste, the polished nail. That's probably my favorite, but your old fashioned is next best. But
That's right.
for me,
Awesome.
But yeah, what sets your guys' old fashioned apart from?
Because it's mostly the same thing, but it's like you guys do something different.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I
can come back.
When we first started doing it, we were doing a raw cane sugar cubes and crushing it in. And at that time, I think we were doing maybe 15 to 16 old fashions a week. Not a lot, but we're making our own cubes and the ice trays that everyone does. They're foggy, But that was, you're talking 2013, 2012.
Yeah.
And our bartender at the time, Mike Turtles, shout out Mike Turtles. We started getting busier on old fashions. We noticed like it takes some time to start crushing all that. So he was
not
like,
perfect cubes either.
Not perfect cubes.
Some
They're
are big,
foggy.
some are small.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The sugar cubes. Yeah. He's right. It wasn't like the white.
Oh, you're talking about the little like the brown sugar, cane sugar ones. Okay.
Oh yeah, those are great. Well, he was like, what if we make a syrup out of like I'll just say Demerara sugar, right? So he made a simple syrup out of Demerara, and we started going from there. And I think that's one of the things that makes our old fashioned.
We can keep it simple. Some people.
Yeah, it's like super. You guys are boom, boom. There it is. Here's your old fashioned. It's like
Angostura, orange.
But to Adrian's point, like people overthink it. People like overthink the old fashioned. It's sugar bitters whiskey. Keep it simple. Keep it clean. People muddle oranges, muddle cherries. That's not wrong.
I'm gonna say okay, because I'm the consumer, right?
Okay,
I'm not you guys are the rest. That's not right. I've gone places and I get an old fashioned.
Okay.
I order an old fashioned and it shows up and it's all foggy and it's got the
Chunks in there, right?
I'm like, and they already look at my face. They're like, I'm like, I'll
So
try it.
our style of old fashioned is pre-prohibition. So that's the simple classic.
So what is
post-prohibition?
No, post-prohibition.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
So what is that?
During prohibition, they would make whiskey in bathtubs, and it was nasty.
Because
So they would muddle the orange and cherry to hide the whiskey flavor.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we want to showcase
better.
the whiskey flavor, so we would do pre-prohibition
Post-prohibition.
or post-prohibition.
Right.
So we would do that. So it's you want to taste the whiskey now.
Whiskey,
you don't
whiskey
wanna
was
hide the
getting
whiskey.
made better.
Yeah.
So then you want to showcase it. So why put all this stuff in it? Why chunks and all that?
Yeah.
Because people were like, how are we going to get people to drink this whiskey that we're making in bathtubs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Let's add bitters and muddle up orange and sugar, and maybe they'll drink it like that, from what I understand, that's how the old fashioned came to be, Well, like after prohibition was lifted, everyone's making great whiskey again. Well, now you want to showcase, like my brother said, so now we want the cleanest version we can give you, So, Big Ice Cube, I'm sure they didn't have big ice cubes back in the 1920s, but we started doing that, so, and we stamp our ice cube and stuff like that.
We're the first one to stamp it in the valley, too.
Oh,
We got pictures of that.
And everyone,
They're saying it today.
and you know what? Everyone copies, and that's okay. When they say like when people copy is the biggest form of flattery.
Yeah.
But we were the first.
We were pissed as fuck, and my dad thought, take it as a compliment. I was like, ugh.
Well, I like how you guys stamp it and then you add the
Red stuff.
the green, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever your magic
We just
is.
call it red stuff.
Yeah, the red. And it does say red stuff on
It says
the
red stuff on the bottle. We say red
Yeah,
stuff.
you can add it on there and it comes out. It's like, and it's cool because like for me, right, for my Instagram and all that, I like to take a picture and it's like the M stands out.
You're advertising.
Yeah,
Right.
because if you throw an old fashioned, somebody has to go. I'm having an old fashioned at Michelangelo's or wherever you're at. But for yours, you don't need to because bam, you take the picture, everybody knows the M. And like I'll post it in different whiskey groups or just on my page, and people will be like, "Oh, you're at Michelangelo's," or "Hey,
I was there earlier. Where were you?
Or exactly, or they'll be like, "Oh, I haven't been there in years. How's Omar?" And
Right.
So like a lot of people like with my wife. Her aunt, when she goes in there once in a while, but she'll be like, I love Omar. And I'm just kind of like, how the hell do you know Omar? But now hearing the story, well, they've been going there. I mean, they've been in Clovis their whole life, so they've been probably going back there when it used to be. They talk about it. It's like, oh, we used to go there for lunch.
Right.
So, yeah, all that don't make sense now. That's kind of cool.
But obviously, it shows that's your guys' brand. I mean, it is something that you can know what you're getting right away.
Yeah.
Stands out.
My dad preaches consistency in the kitchen. Like you come get a large pepperoni pizza today, 10 years from now, 10 years ago, it's going to be the same.
Absolutely.
So
And
we carried his vision into the bar.
Absolutely.
Like most bars, you're like, I want him to make a margarita, or I want that.
You know, you're not lying. Yeah.
I want this. So like, we'll do our recipes, we'll make our old fashions. If we're gonna tweak it, I'm like, hey bro,
Here's what we're doing.
we'll switch bourbons, and some bourbons sweeter than others. So I'm like, instead of doing this, we're doing this now. Cool.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
now
we
we're
make
like,
sure we're on the same page all the time.
Because shit, and back when we used to work together, we'd go to places and be like, no, we want that person to make
Yeah.
it.
you won't hear that at our
Yeah,
spot.
yeah. No.
You won't hear it. You'd be like, just make it. And
Absolutely.
so we always talk to each other about, all right, now what are we doing? What bourbon are we using? Or whiskey we're using for our old fashioned? Okay, well, this one's sweeter, dude. So we're gonna have to take a little bit of the sugar out of our recipe.
I mean, you guys got your shit down because like you're just boom boom, and like I said, every time you make it, it's just up and all right, the next one. You're right. I've never had one where I'm like, oh,
This is different.
this is Diego's old fashioned.
Right.
I don't know how you're doing. You know, they're always the same.
I mean, I can see that.
There's some customers that are like, oh, Diego,
It's in their
I'll
head.
make it anyway.
Right.
And they're like, oh, Diego, thank you. I'm like, gotcha.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the last one I was there, your buddy wanted, you maybe wanted with the
Elijah Craig toasted barrel.
toasted. Oh my god, try that one next. So he likes toast stuff.
So we went from making 15 to 20 old fashions a week. I would
What do you
probably
think
make
now?
like an average of 60 old fashions a day. On a Friday night, we're making, I think our record was 93 old fashions on a
We
Friday
were
night.
talking about that last one. Like, we're gonna give you a little tally so you guys can.
Oh, yeah, so we could check on the POS,
Yeah.
so we're like, dude, 93-ish, I think.
Roughly like a 400 a week.
Dang,
But that's only
Wow.
a couple hours a day.
yeah.
A couple hours a day. And then we still got all the other cocktails, so just old fashioned. That's all.
Well, so I always see, I mean, like I go for that, but I always see you guys making different stuff for different people that walk in there. Everybody's. And you guys know your shit. It always comes out.
Well, that was that thing. So when I got invited to that private dinner you guys had,
Elijah Gray one. That was the first time you
Yeah.
went there, right?
and you guys had, I think it was like 4 or 5 course meal and like 4 or 5 cocktails that you guys that were signature, with that whiskey, and I mean it was all amazing. It was
I'm gonna
a
say
paper plane.
he was talking shit when we walked in there the first time. He's like, "Really, we're gonna pay $200 to have chicken?"
Oh, dude,
He said that. I'll say that. And Elmo was right there.
And they were.
And then at the end,
Oh
He
my
ate his
God.
words, right?
Oh, 100%.
Along with the
It
chicken.
was along with the chicken, and then so I was like, we get the appetizers, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're not gonna wear it. I'm just kidding.
I'll tell you this: with our dinners, we feed you and we get you drunk.
oh yeah,
Like people think, like,
Mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got up and I was like, whoa, thank God my ride's here because
I drove home.
yep.
no, you didn't.
I went to Walmart. Remember?
I
went to
I
Walmart.
tell people all the time,
Oh,
and
Don't
people
pregame.
pregame.
Oh,
Don't.
Shout
hold
out to Jim Crow.
our table.
Pre-
Yeah,
Pre-games.
our table.
Our table was
Oh,
some
we won't
some
mention.
some official
You
people.
know who you are.
French. Okay.
Oh, man.
French in the crew.
Yeah.
And they freaking pregame every
And then they, from what I heard from what you told me, is they stayed even after, and yeah, it was a great night.
When we do dinners, we want to do them right. We want to feed you good. We want to get your money's worth. Because that's our name behind everything. Omar he sets up a menu with my sister and mom and the kitchen staff. This is what we're doing. Me and Diego and whatever bartender and Daniel look at it. We're like, all right, this is going to go good. This is going to go good. And
We definitely work hard
everything,
for it,
and
for
dude,
sure.
everything, like every piece that came out, like that piece of bread. Remember that had all the
the
stuff on it.
bruschetta,
Yeah.
the I don't remember. I just remember that corner chan was freaking amazing, and the polished nail was good.
I don't remember it should be good.
The that paper plane when we
Oh,
first
the paper
got there,
plane,
yeah.
that was good. It was the slush.
I've never had one of those.
blended.
That was good.
That was super good. I think out of all of them, definitely the polished nail was my favorite of the night. That was really, really good.
Awesome. Heck yeah. People still order that. Like
Well, after that is
We-
when you've ordered the polished nail.
we try not to do like
Well, because
we try not to do those cocktails
isn't the
anymore.
polished nail one of your guys that goes there all the time? Because I've sat next to
Actually,
that.
French, who you mentioned,
Okay.
Ed French. Shout out Ed French. He does a rusty nail, and that's
a super classic cocktail.
super old cocktail. That was my inspiration for that drink, and we called it a polished nail because we're more into bourbon than we are Scotch. No hate for the Scotch lovers, but
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I can appreciate
Not for
it.
me.
I can appreciate it. I guess I like what we do here in
Yeah,
America.
yeah,
like U.S. is whiskey, bourbon, rye. I don't
Yeah,
know
so
like
on
rye
that-
as much,
On
but
the polished nail, we
I'm
collabs on that.
slowly graduating. This one,
Bullshit. He likes it. Okay, that's his little.
did
thing
you
that he
guys
says.
even talk about this? What do you guys think of this?
oh,
Weller?
it's amazing.
No, there's no.
Yeah.
It's
It's
good.
cool.
Okay,
It's-
okay. I didn't hear you guys talk
No,
much
I
about
think we
it.
just started talking, but it's. Hold on here. Hold on.
I already did my 2 sips. Everybody knows the rules.
Caramel. It's gonna. No, but it's like it's heavy with flavor. You know, there's no alcohol and any of that. It's just. It's good. Yeah. Well, sometimes we do our reviews and we think about it like it was good because I don't have a flavor to give you because I'm just like shit. If you keep saying it tastes like caramel because it does to me. That one was like a heavy caramel or molasses, whatever it's called. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So my favorite store pick that we've done, which unfortunately we don't have here, is the Eagle Rare store pick.
Oh, that whole thing?
I mean, if you have it open,
Oh, the one that
It's
was
not-
on
I'm not-
Marketplace?
I made him do it once already. I'm not gonna make him
I do
do
have
it again.
more bottles of that one.
It can't be. It's your turn to ask.
Yeah. So can we try that Eagle?
Dude, that is my favorite
Yeah,
all
you
time.
guys have
I
it?
mean, I'm very proud
So,
of that.
Pause it while I look for it? Or?
So real quick, we'll do that. But so that was when I first went to you guys. You guys just put that out, and I think that sold out fast, right?
Very fast.
Yeah, because your brother told me about it, and I was like, all right, cool. And I travel for work, so I can't always be there. And I remember I was like, I didn't have anybody's number. Now I got people's numbers. We're somebody. But I didn't have his number, and I think I messaged him on Instagram, and no message back. And then I get the answer like, sorry, bro, sold out.
And that was funny because when we released it, we didn't announce it. I told Diego, fuck, dude, we need to move all these fucking cases, bro. We
Yeah.
have shit everywhere. Well, put it on there, put it on the shelf. So we had the big 175.
Yeah, you had the big one and the small
little
one.
ones, the liters,
Yeah.
750s. And I took a picture, I put on Bourbon Society or
Yeah,
whatever.
for BSF art. I was messing up. But
Yeah, you know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
you guys know what we're talking about.
BSF.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
took a picture of it. Fuck, little by little, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
And they
2 days, 2
Yeah,
days
2 days.
without advertising.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. It
Yeah,
sold
'cause
out.
I was out of town for like a whole week for work, and I was like, and at that time I didn't even know you were into it, so we guilted this guy into bringing another store pick out.
Hey, I said I got him to do one already.
It's Cameron's fault.
You know,
Well, Jose's never had it.
I have never had it.
and this is my
This is for
my
scientific
favorite.
purpose. This is for
Yes. It's for the cause.
What it's called. This is my favorite.